Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and this is our weekly Q&A / update. So as always, we'll do a quick update for you guys, starting off with WWE Immortals. The online finally has a regular season after so long having special feature after special feature, whether it was gear or characters. And we can show you what we've been wanting to show you for a really long time, which is there's a problem with the top 2% reward. Instead of getting 3 rare gear and 6 uncommon gear, it gives you 3 rare gear and then 6 rare gear. So that's 9 rare gear.
Yeah, so it's not just the notation that's wrong. I mean, probably 2 months ago we actually hit 2% when it was a regular season.
Yeah.
And we got the full 9 rare gear.
And that's better than almost every other place. If you're just looking for the gear, it's actually better than first place. But you do get like 120,000 less credits, but for us the gear is actually probably more important.
Yeah.
Okay, and the current character challenge is Sting. Well, Scorpion Warrior Sting, but in Mortal Kombat X, right now there are, as you can see, Christmas rewards. The current online challenge, or Faction Wars, just has the regular gear, souls, and cash rewards. And the current character challenge is for Dark Raiden. And in Injustice, the online challenge, as you can see, is Metahuman the Flash. And the current character challenge is Arkham Knight Harley Quinn. Now, our most popular video recently is the promote any character using credits. If it isn't obvious from the phrasing, promote, that means that you need to have one copy, and any character that is not normally available to buy directly, like Ares, Cassandra Cain Batgirl, Shazam, Metahuman Flash, or Reverse Flash are promotable. The last few times when there was a challenge and a store pop-up came, the early access pack was interfering with it. Then, when the early access pack disappeared, the Christmas bonuses were interfering with it. So we made an updated video last week with some steps to bypass the Christmas bonus. Just keep it in mind that there are 2 versions of this video. The new, redo version, which deals specifically with the Christmas bonus interference, and the original, which should still be good once the bonuses are gone. Now we'll move into our question and answer portion of the video. Our first question comes from gohar, ayub, and he says, what about internet? Should I turn that on or off?
Alright, so for any glitches posted on our channel, if possible, we recommend having your internet connection turned off. Most glitches work either way. Specifically, actually, the promote any character one doesn't, because you need to be able to bring up the challenge. But most glitches will work either way. And there's less risk of unintended consequences if your internet connection is off. If you're using a third-party backup app, you can only restore save if your internet connection is off. Otherwise, the server save will override it. So that's why we always recommend turning the internet connection off after you've backed up data to your WBID and third-party app. Then you can turn the connection back on to lock in progress, and sometimes you'll need to buy something or just do some sort of action to save it to your server save.
Yeah. Okay. Our next question comes from Ayush, Arvind, and he says, today I used the new Metahuman Flash, Elite 7, level 50, and Static and Raven of same status. I got to Battle 9 without dying once. I lost my Static there when I forgot to hold the block longer. I therefore cleared up till Battle 10 with losing just 1 player. At Battle 10 I lost Raven and Flash, barely though. I almost won there. Hard luck FML XD. Or I guess, like, more like, oh, what's that? Yeah, eyes shut. I bought out my default invincible team, of Arkham Knight Batman, Ares, and Arkham Knight, the Arkham Knight. All, I-50 and Elite 7. Oh, level 50, sorry. I lost all of them there and had to use my close game during battle trick to stop from losing my winning close game. Oh my god. The guys I lost to were Nightfall Bane, Zod, and Silver Harley Quinn. Is this the game developer's trick to stop a gamer from winning more than Battle 11? I have twice before lost at Battle 12 and 14 respectively, but the first time I lost to Metahuman Flash, AO Joker and Arkham Knight Harley Quinn. And the team I lost to at Battle 14 was Raven, Cassandra Cain Batgirl, and Killer Frost, who I had already defeated once in Battle 5. Can you guys advise me on what I should be doing or what I don't know about is going on here? Kudos.
Yeah, thanks.
That was all thought out.
Yeah. For the time involved to win battles after Battle 11, honestly, it's probably not worth the effort. I mean, we're playing the game and pretty much all aspects of it, including Survivor, not to really beat it completely, but to collect as much as possible. You know, the whole gotta catch 'em all thing. So we're really aiming for finishing Battle 11 to get the last laugh ticket, because as we've mentioned in our previous Survivor tips videos, we've got a whole playlist of that. You get the last laugh tickets on the battle just before you reach 3, 6, 12, and 15. So every third battle, if you beat it and get to every third battle, there's a guaranteed last laugh ticket at the end. So finishing Battle 14 to get to Battle 15 for the next guaranteed last laugh ticket, it just doesn't seem worth our time. And since we've done our Survivor series, we've actually refined our strategy a little bit, and you can see it in our most recent Let's Play Survivor video. And one of our original tips was gold, but we've actually done a little different. We do bronze, silver, then gold. So we start out with our workhorse bronze team, and we can beat Battle 10 with it. Even though we're down to 2 guys by then, usually it's sort of arbitrary who's left. We start Battle 11 and lose it in order to lock in our opponents at lower stats. Then we bring in just Regime Flash, the silver one, to mop up. And because our goal is last lap tickets, we cashed out then. But if we were interested in going further, we'd have one more almost guaranteed win. So you could start 12 with Regime Flash, do as much damage as possible, and then after he dies, put in a gold. And almost any single gold character can win that fight, unless there's somebody particularly unusual. Like one person that's hard is John Stewart Green Lantern, because he messes you up a bit and you're almost guaranteed to take a bunch of damage. Yeah, and the other thing that you sort of alluded to is that it almost doesn't matter whether you're facing bronze, silver, or gold characters in a fight. Almost doesn't matter, because their stats scale to your stats plus the particular fight. So golds tend to have better passives though, so they're a little bit more difficult. And the only advantage is facing bronzes in the later fights is that their passives are crappy, but their scaled up stats will make them just as tough to face when you're facing them later on.
Unless the character's like Nightwing, where it's actually better to face the gold
true.
as opposed to the silver or even the bronze, because Nightwing's gold ability is pretty awful.
Yeah, actually you're right. The silver Nightwing is probably the best because he only takes half damage on regular attack.
So that would be really hard to fight, especially if you're using a high up gold team, right? Because the stats would scale and
yeah, that's a totally great point.
I don't think anybody else is like that though.
Yeah, now that you mention that, I'm trying to think. Nothing comes to mind, but I'm sure something will occur to us after.
Potentially.
So with our basic strategy, our all bronze team until everybody's knocked out, substitute 1 silver, then substitute 1 gold. You're pretty much guaranteed of winning at least 2 fights past where your bronze team gets you. And from all reports, from reliable reports, there are only 16 fights, and there's not an achievement or special reward for completing it. So maybe you get to play again without using up a buy-in.
Yeah.
So that just doesn't seem worth it to us.
Especially with the time switching.
Oh yeah.
When there's really no cost to getting to play again for free.
Yeah, so, we're at this point, because we've got our LexCorp gear complete, we're trying to get augmentations to help out our main team, and trying to find time to play Mortal Kombat and Immortals. We don't have much discretionary free time left. But
yeah, so getting farther than you need to, even just for bragging rights, is not really worth it.
Yeah, it might be worth it to
you.
It
for us.
For us, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're insisting on pushing the limits, you basically have to have Raven Prime, the one we're seeing get beat up now, and Ibis Stick. They're both required, because when your opponent has that much health, like a few 100,000, you need something to take them down quickly. And
you need to let them potentially. You need to return your health too.
Right. So the Ibis Stick damage over time, as we've shown in our Abusing Arkham Origins Batman series, that playlist, it scales up to your much tougher opponent.
Yeah, so it just does good no matter who you're fighting and no matter who you're using.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen those yet, you'll probably want to check them out.
And our second last question comes from PPD343. Well, and he says, why don't you upgrade? Android 4.1 is absurd to have. I don't know if it's absurd or if we're absurd for having it. It's one of those two.
Yeah. I guess there's a bunch of reasons. Because we're not interested in getting something new for the sake of getting something new. We're cheap. And 4.1 still works. And after seeing all those comments about the newer devices being too fast for glitches, maybe the question we should be asking you is, why don't you downgrade?
Okay, and our final question of the day comes from Shaun H. I get nerd block too, but why I really watch your videos is the recommendations. First off, thanks a lot. You guys seem to have good book taste. Again, thanks. And I've been looking for authors to read. Who are some of your faves? And we really love this question, because we love talking about the things that we enjoy, and you guys will know if you've watched any of our longer videos where we kind of go off on tangents about cool stuff we've seen. So first off, I think probably one of, if not my favorite book of all time, is Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss.
Ooh, that one's so good.
And the series. So the second book in that is Wise Man's Fear, and the third book will be Doors of Stone if and when it comes out. At this point, it's a when, but we don't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love Pat Rothfuss too. Not only is he a great writer, he's also, from all that I can see, he's a great human being. He's got that, his charity, World Builders, that supports Heifer International. If you want an explanation, you should check out his website, his blog. And he does this great yearly, and now it's twice yearly drive to raise money. And to encourage donations, what he'll do is at times he'll match donations, at times there's auctions of cool stuff.
And at times there's raffle tickets and stuff.
Yeah, so if you're even interested in like just supporting a really great charity and getting cool stuff, check out Pat Rothfuss's blog.
Yeah, if you're not just into books, one guy who's really cool, he does a webcomic, is Canon Grawl. His website is called Occasional Comics, and he does this really cool comic called Max Over Axe. It's just, the art style is nice, it's clean, he's got his own sense of purpose, and it's really, really good. Like, people have compared it to Calvin and Hobbes. I'm not gonna make any comparisons. I really like it for what it is, though.
Yeah, you know what, too? We originally recommended him once on our older channel during one of our boxings, but I think it may be time for doing that again. I think we should probably... I was hoping for him to put out a new book. Right now he's still putting out his webcomic, right? But he published a bunch of them in a print format. And we were hoping that the second one would come out soon so we could have something specifically...
Yeah, so anyways, he has the book. You should totally buy the book. You should read the comics. He's a really cool guy. He makes good stuff.
Yeah.
Another really good series of books is the Lives of Locke Lamora series by Scott Lynch.
Oh, the Gentleman Bastards?
Yeah, Gentleman Bastards, that's what it's called. The Lives of Locke Lamora is the first book in the series, but it's really, really good. Do you have anything?
Oh, and it's followed by Red Seas Under Red Skies.
And then you've got, what's the third one? Oh,
I know the one we're waiting on is The Thorn of Emberling. That's the one that's a little bit delayed.
The third one is Republic of Thieves?
That's it, you're right.
There it is. Okay.
Alright, who else I like? And there's different reasons for liking. I mean, some of it's because they've written one really amazing book. Some of it's because they've been doing really great stuff for so long. And some of it is they're really cool people. So Tim Powers, if you haven't heard of him, if you didn't see our last unboxing, we'd strongly recommend Tim Powers. He's one of our favorite authors, because not only is he a good writer, and he does something different than everybody else, he's also a really cool guy. We were lucky enough to meet him once at the World Fantasy Convention.
Oh yeah, that was so much fun. So yeah, but you've already heard that if you watch our other unboxings.
Dan Simmons is an interesting guy. Alright, so when he first came out, he did a whole bunch of stuff that was really cool, and he was doing it differently. Alright, should we do another fight while we're waiting?
Maybe one last one, yeah, we're just gonna blabber on a little bit here.
And so his first book was Song of Kali, and it was marketed as a horror book. It reads as... hold on, let me just get us set up for the next fight. We'll do a loss this time, because I don't think we've got any wins to do. It's set up as sort of a mainstream novel, but it's it won the World Fantasy, or sorry, it won the World Fantasy Award the year it came out. So it's an interesting kind of mix of stuff. Brilliant first novel. Maybe his next novel didn't come out until I want to say 5 years later, but he came out with a whole bunch of stuff. He did Hyperion, which is classic.
Oh, Hyperion is so great. And then there's the
Space
Rise and
opera.
Fall of Endymion, right?
Yeah, so it was Hyperion, the Fall of Hyperion, Endymion, the Rise of Endymion, and that was the Hyperion sequence, right?
And there's a anthology of short stories that are all his that he published. Prayers to Broken Stones. Yeah, that was really good too.
You never read this, but Carrying Comfort is
the vampire one.
the fastest paced 880-page novel, and it passes by so quickly. When I read it, I thought, oh my god, I wish it was longer. I wish there was more. It didn't feel like a long book. It was just so good.
Yeah.
So he's done a huge... He's done a lot more books recently. Now, the recent books are a little bit more literary. And when I say literary, I mean it's not nearly the same kind of action-packed, seat-of-your-pants, suspenseful kind of novel. Although it is in a different way. It's more of a quiet kind of stuff. Quiet kind of stories. And but I still look back... Oh, you know what I forgot? Back in 1989, that same year, that after 5 years, he came out with 3 novels at the same time. One of my favorites, Phases of Gravity, came out that same year. And that was a story of an astronaut who's sort of feels like the best of his life has already passed him by. And it's parts of it are a mystery novel, parts of it are self-discovery. It's all like a whole mishmash of stuff, and it works so well. Like, I absolutely loved it. One of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah, somebody else who's really cool, John Scalzi.
Oh, yeah.
He runs a really cool blog, too, so
It's called Whatever.
He's interesting to read whether you want a full book or just a blog post, so that's great. Specifically, his series Old Man's War was quite good. Get Fuzzy.
Oh, the
Get
reboot.
Fluffy, what was that?
It was Fuzzy Nation. Was it?
I think it was Get Fluffy. John Scalzi's reboot of...
no, it was Fuzzy.
Was it just called Fuzzy?
Fuzzy Nation.
What? I don't remember exactly what the name was. Something about Fuzzy. He had a book called Red Shirts, which was...
Like, that one, the Hugo Nebula?
Yeah, which was talking about red shirts on the Starship Enterprise. But
Yeah, so it starts off with the idea of how the red shirts in Star Trek always end up getting killed. And he takes it at a different level. Like, superficially, the first part
it's just about the red shirts, and it's just kind of like making fun of that. But then it actually gets into how weird the Star Trek universe is and breaking it down from the perspective of somebody living in it.
Yeah, so it starts off like a joke, almost,
Yeah.
but then it transcends it.
Speaking of things that start off like a joke, this is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which starts out with a...
Oh, an extended fart joke?
Yeah, a really extended fart joke. And that's also a really good book by John Scalzi, too. Anyways...
No, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, that's Philip K. Dick.
Is it?
Android's Dream?
An Android's Dream of Electric Sheep?
No, that's Philip K. Dick.
No, but what? No. What was it?
I think it was Android's Dream.
Oh, it's the Android Dream, sorry. Yeah. Based off of that.
Clearly we've read too much and not kept track of enough. Oh,
Yeah, it's been a while, but that's funny. That's an extended fart joke. The entire, like, first chapter or prologue or whatever it
Oh, you
is.
can see an example here of why the AI is so bad. So he survives Ares Special 2 because of his health gear. But then he's got 3 bars and he doesn't use his
Third special.
super.
Yeah.
He totally... Our Batman totally messed it up. Alright.
So anyways, I think that's a lot of people.
Yeah. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention a big thank you to everybody who watches us and subscribes. We've hit a couple of milestones just this week. 8,000 subscribers.
And 2 million, over 2 million now total views.
On our channel.
Yeah, and thanks for supporting the stuff that we do which isn't gaming. Because, you know, we're actually getting some free stuff sometimes with the blogs and stuff and the recommendation book, and that really is because of you guys who are willing to support it and watch us for our recommendations and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
even though we know you come for the gaming, that the fact that you stay for the other stuff is kind of cool to us.
Yeah, people like you, Shaun H. It helps us out and it's cool and it's really interesting. And that is, like, the reason why we did it. We started off just doing the unboxing, and the reason why we kind of went to the gaming is because we just found YouTube interesting and interacting with you guys.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll watch this out. It's disappointing. I like watching the defense battles where we win. It's a little sad when you think of the potential of the team and what they could be doing differently, and the computer just doesn't. The computer just is not even so much chooses it, but just decides to make really bad decisions.
Yeah. I think the problem is it's really hard to program AI for every situation.
And you don't really want the defense team to be that good.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Perfect.
But I think in a lot of games, where they fall short is their AI. In one way or another. Because it's really easy when you're just looking at like a percentage or like number of milliseconds it takes or something, right?
Yeah.
To program them too good or too crappy.
Alright. Thank you very much for watching. I hope everybody had a great 2015 and hope everyone has a great 2016. We might post something before the new year, just in case we don't. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the holidays. We had a great Christmas, and hoping you had one too.
Yeah, see you guys next time. Komoda.